All right, let's be real. Have you ever spent weeks, maybe even months, building this incredible machine learning model just to have it sit there, gathering dust in a Jupyter notebook? It never actually makes it out into the real world. It's super frustrating, right? And it happens all the time. Well, today we're going to talk about the solution to that exact problem, and that solution is MLOps.
Ah, yes, the classic. It works on my laptop. We've all said it, right? It's kind of the kiss of death for so many amazing machine learning projects. This one little sentence, it's where all that incredible potential just slams headfirst into the cold, hard wall of reality. You know, the production environment.
And yeah, this is where those projects go. We call it the model graveyard. Just think about it. It's this digital cemetery full of brilliant, high-performing models that just die on a data scientist's hard drive. They never get to deliver any real business value. They never see the light of day. It's just a huge, massive waste of talent, time, and, let's be honest, money. Okay, so how do we stop filling up this graveyard? How do we build a bridge that actually gets our models from our laptop into a real working product? Well, that's where a discipline called MLOps comes in. So MLOps, that stands for Machine Learning Operations. You can think of it as the official playbook for taking those lab experiments, those cool models, and turning them into actual real-world applications. It's this beautiful mashup of machine learning, DevOps, and data engineering. The whole point is to make sure your model isn't just a one-hit wonder, but a tough, reliable part of your product that keeps on working. You know, probably the best way to get your head around it is with an analogy. MLOps is for machine learning what DevOps is for software engineering. Simple as that. We're taking all those game-changing ideas from DevOps, like automation, collaboration, continuous delivery, the stuff that totally changed how we build software, and we're applying it to the very unique world of machine learning. And it all really boils down to three core ideas. First, version everything. And I mean everything, not just your code. Your data, your models, everything gets a version. Why? Because you have to be able to reproduce your results. Second, automate everything. Seriously, from training all the way to deployment, if you can automate it, do it. And third, monitor continuously. You can't just deploy a model and walk away. The world changes, right? Data changes. So your model's performance will decay over time. You've got to watch it like a hawk to catch problems before they blow up. So all of this brings us to what we call the MLOps lifecycle. And you got to understand, this is totally different from how we usually think about building software. It's not a straight line where you build something, ship it, and you're done. Nope, it's not a one-way street. It's a continuous loop, a circle. You deploy your model, you watch how it's doing, and, this is the important part, when you see its performance start to slip, which we call model drift, you automatically retrain it with fresh data. Then you deploy the new one, and the whole cycle just starts all over again. It's more like a living, breathing system that's always adapting. We can actually simplify this whole loop into three main stages. Step one is all about the data and features. This is where we collect everything, get it cleaned up, transformed, and most importantly, versioned. Then step two is train and deploy. This is where the magic happens. We run experiments, find our champion model, and then automatically push it out into the world. And finally, step three, monitor and retrain. We're keeping a constant eye on its performance and have triggers set up to automatically kick off that retraining process whenever the model starts to get stale. Okay, so that's the theory. It sounds great, right? But what does this actually mean for a real business? What's the bottom line impact? Well, this is where MLOps goes from a cool idea to an absolute game changer, transforming these slow, clunky manual processes into something fast, automated, and powerful. And to really see this in action, we're going to look at a case study called ShopSmart. It's a perfect example of the classic before and after MLOps story. And just look at this. The difference is absolutely staggering. Before they adopted MLOps, getting a single model deployed took them 5 months. Think about that. The process was literally data scientists emailing model files to engineers. Can you imagine? After MLOps, 2 days. With a one-click deployment pipeline. And look at monitoring. They went from having no monitoring, where issues were only discovered weeks later when the business started complaining, to having automated alerts that would flag a problem within 1 hour. That's just a different universe. Let's put a number on that deployment time. Going from 5 months down to just 2 days, that is a 98% reduction in the time it takes to get value out the door. 98%. It's an absolutely mind-blowing acceleration. And what does that speed get you? Agility. This team went from deploying maybe one, maybe two models a year to deploying a new model every single month. That's a 1,200% increase in how often they can ship. Just think about how much faster they can react to market changes, test new ideas, and just improve.
When you see numbers like that, it becomes crystal clear. MLOps isn't just some nice to have anymore. It's quickly becoming the fundamental way we have to build and scale AI systems if we want them to actually work.
And if there's one thing to take away from all this, it's this. MLOps is not about a specific tool you can just go out and buy. It's a cultural shift. It's a whole new way of thinking. It's about realizing that your machine learning model isn't the finish line. It's the starting line of a continuous, automated cycle that keeps delivering value over and over again.
So this all leaves us with a really fascinating, kind of meta question to chew on. We've spent this whole time talking about how MLOps is all about automating AI. But what happens when AI gets good enough to start automating MLOps itself? What does that future look like? Kind of makes you think, doesn't it?